Manolo Rose, welcome to the StarRock Hour on Ruff Ryders Radio. How are you?
Great.
That's good. Before we even get into the interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have 4 words. Tell me your first thought that comes to mind in one word. Artist.
Misunderstood. If that's
good. Character.
Quality.
Mom.
Joy.
Manolo Rose.
God.
So, you grew up and was raised in both Far Rockaway, Edgemere projects and Brooklyn, Marcy, right? Your mom was a scholar.
Right.
Your dad more so,
Right.
into the streets, into drugs, and you know, eventually died of AIDS, right?
Yeah.
But as a young kid, I want to know, when did you make a sound, conscious decision to say, I'm not going to be just an average person and accept this life?
I don't know. I don't know if it was ever a conscious thought of saying wanting to not wanting to be average. I think what we all have to realize is that to some degree everyone is average. You know what I mean? Everybody's a human being and a person just walking around. I'm never seeing myself to want to be thinking I'm stepping up over any other human being on the planet. I just became more conscious of who I was as a person in the sense of because so for instance, like when you mentioned like my father dying from AIDS and him being on drugs, that's because he was fighting in the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And,
PTSD?
No. They just got, anybody whose parent who's been or a family member who's been in that war understand that what they were over there doing was actually trying to self-medicate because of what was going on, the atrocities that was being committed by themselves.
Yeah.
It was even to the point where the white U.S. Army was actually fighting and blowing each other up out there. You know what I'm saying? And they was, messing around with all that, the opium and all that shit was there, and all the poppy opium plants, fields that they was supposed to be destroying. That shit was making his way back to the U.S. So in him trying to, trying to mask his own pain, you know what I'm saying, and then becoming addicted himself, and then coming back here. So things of that nature allowed me to understand, that was my point of wanting to be who I am, just being self-aware and conscious of those things that were going on.
Okay. And at what point did you decide, okay, I'm going to rap, I can do this, I'm pretty good at it?
Well, I think it was really when I had a record. It was like a record I had. It was like a playoff for Kevin Hart, Real Nigga All Day, and the girl Azealia Banks, she did this. She tried to I guess she did my record over, just flipped some of the words, changed it from saying nigga saying bitch on her record Jumanji. And the shit was on the radio. That was the first record I ever recorded, and that so from right there. Now I understood how she got it though, somebody that was helping her write or writing for her, you know what I mean? He was like, yo, you know what I mean? But when I heard this shit on the radio, I was like, oh shit. I mean, it took me about 3 minutes to do that. So I was like, that wasn't hard, so yeah.
Before I get into my next question, it's funny that you say that. I have a source, right? Personal source.
Right.
I have a source that said when it came to Manolo Rose,
right,
you needed no artist development. You had all-star quality. You had it. You was different. You was unique, and they knew you had it, and they knew that it was your time and money to be invested in you.
Right.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, that's dope, you know what I mean? But it's a truthful statement in that sense because I always been a student though of just the music in general. You know what I'm saying? I always been a student of the shit. So about time I actually rap myself, I've been in the studio, never not recording, but I was in the studio just with my brothers and my older brothers and cousins and sitting there with them and just I used to help them pick beats. I was 12. You know what I mean? So my first real album experience, I probably was 7, 8, and I was listening to AZ, do or die, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I always been like just into like just the creation and structuring of music. So it's like when it came time for me to do it, I understood like what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it.
That's dope. I mean, I was amazed because how they spoke of you.
Right.
And your talents, your abilities, your gifts, your ability to go into a studio and create a song in your context of lyrical format.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Because it's always been unorthodox. I think, but it's one of those things where, that's some shit you can't teach somebody that, because everything is so structured, that people just fall in line, even if they don't want to, you will, So it's like before I came out, everything was like your verse, hook, verse, hook, and maybe a verse again, and then a hook, and that's it. You feel me? And then when I started, I was doing hook, verse, hook, half a verse, bridge, hook, done. Okay. And I might put and in that bridge, I will put a chant in the middle of that. And when I first was doing it, everybody was like, "Yo, you can't. This is off because the bar, the bar counting is off." And I'm cutting the bars down between 10 and 12. You know what I mean? And I might make the hook longer than a verse in order to make the time match. You know what I mean? And people was like, and then even from the performances too, was because I was at the time I'm performing with a bunch of rock groups and shit like that. So I was trying to understand how do I have the same level of energy when performing with a rock group, juxtaposed to standing next to a rapper who want to come on the stage and he just like rapping. He might got a bottle of champagne in his hand and he just, trying to rap. But it's like that's cool in that space. But have you never been in a space where you performing with motherfuckers with drums and these niggas is mosh pitting and crowd surfing and shit like that? That shit just wouldn't hold up. You're literally the energy of the building will be sucked out. Pause. By the time you get on, nobody would want to even be like, because it's so much energy that the crowd is already exuberating while they're performing. So where they done became sweaty and feeling like, damn, this shit done. I don't want to, be here no more.
Yeah.
So I had to structure my shit in a manner to compete with that. And that's why the songs were structured in the manner that they were structured.
When did you, to the world, for our acknowledgement, because we only know what goes on social media and what we see. Some people, we only see what we see.
Right.
According to social media in the world, you got your big break through Memphis Bleek. But is that how you got your big break, or did your big break start before even Memphis Bleek even took an interest in you?
Yeah, before that. Because it started before that because that's the reason why I was over there with them, was because of everything that I was already doing prior. As far as the world is concerned, it started with the All About the Money and the Troy Ave situation. It started with that. And so from there, I just built off of that, which led me to like Superflex and Run Ricky Run and all that type of stuff. So I just built based on that, and then I got with Rock Nation and Bleak.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was your pivot moment in music where you said to yourself, "I made it"? You felt like you made it, or accomplished at least that goal.
I don't know. I never really even look at it like that. I think that's one of the things what happens with artists, where it's kind of weird because you kind of like shit is just happening, and you in the moment, and things are occurring, and I don't think some of those things you take for granted. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I think when I had got a call one time from Coogee Rap. and he wanted a hook or some shit like that. And then I was like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, damn, Cool G know who the fuck I am, you know what I'm saying? You know? And so I think that was one of the moments. Probably another moment, me having a real heart-to-heart convo with Hove. That probably was another moment. Yeah, I had so many. You know what I mean? Me and French running around doing shit. That I had a bunch of joints, a bunch of times.
Sorry.
Where it was like, yeah, I had a bunch of moments where it was like, oh, I'm really here. I'm doing this shit. You know?
Okay. So that piggybacks off what I was gonna say for my my next question is where when you finally made it to a level, at least where the world knew who you was and the mainstream music industry knew who you was. Right? Were you satisfied, or at that point, because I'm asking you from my own personal experience. At that point, did you realize that at that moment, money can't even buy you everything? When you got to that level and you saw, you know how as kids we dream big, like I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that, and when you finally get all that, you realize, damn, money can't even, like, nigga, this is not even the highest moment of life. Have you reached that yet?
No. I never. You know why? Because I never walked in these rooms with that concept. You feel me? Because I also understand that I also understood that money in itself is like, it's only certain, when you get to a certain level of money, the money don't matter when it gets to a certain level, right?
You're right.
Now, and I ain't talking about somebody with a couple $100,000.
Yeah, you're talking about,
I'm talking about a nigga with $1 billion.
$1 million and above, billions and millions and billions.
I ain't even saying $1 million, because $1 million you can spend $1 million.
Yeah,
that's easy. That's not even hard to do. You can spend $1 million if you just keep chipping away within a year. You can do that. That's not a hard thing. That's not a real money. I'm saying like somebody with hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars, the money don't even matter. Then you also realize that even if you see a dude that has let's say a nigga got $300 million, right? And he's in this here in this country. Even that doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because especially if this person money came out of entertainment, then it doesn't really matter. He doesn't really have any real power anyway, because it's already been consolidated and monopolized. Yeah. As a black person, you realize that you can never be the owner, because it's already been monopolized. All of these industries have already been monopolized. You can name an industry and it already been. So this is why I was saying, that's why a nigga like Dame Dash Chief falling out now, because somebody is sitting somewhere and they say, hey, this guy, he's no longer good. So now your $300 million that you thought you was the boss, in reality you was never the boss, because you can't be. It's the same reason why. Remember when Jay-Z was on Kevin Hart's show, and he said, what is the point of owning 100% of nothing, when he was referring to him doing a deal with LVMH with his with Ace of Spades and Deuce whatever. And people was like, yeah, that's true, that's smart business. But it's like, no, nobody really asked him the question, why is it zero in your hands only, but it becomes profitable when you give a portion of it to them? Why? Because they already own the outsourcing of that thing. So you can't ever actually be the sole owner. Yeah. You can't play that game. They already bought it up. It's like you're walking into somewhere. It's like us trying to come in here and saying, yo, I want to own this building. And then you try to go purchase and realize somebody already got it. And it's like, all right, well, how can I get me a space in this building? And then I can just kick you up some rent and I can make some money too. You know what I mean? So that's why I said, like, me having that understanding, I could never get to a point of ever believing in my brain that money could afford, you know, because all the other trinkets is cool, you know, taking care of your family and things of that nature. That's a plus, you know what I mean? Being able to send your kids to school, you know what I mean, college or whatever they choose to do, and things of that nature. Being able to help your moms and do shit like that, that's another thing. But, you know, as far as like all that other shit, I knew it was already like, it's a pipe dream, you know? Yeah.
I feel you on that one. So, you have had some successful hits, like I Get Money.
Right.
Run the Ricky Run. Super Flexing. You have over 1,000,000 hits and plus.
Right.
How does that make you feel?
Good in a sense, because it's like I be like, damn, you know. I think it's the most validating shit. You know what I mean? Because it's like, nigga do know what he doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I knew that when that happened, when All About the Money, and then I also knew with Run Ricky Run, I knew, because like the day I did it, when I recorded it, and there was a girl in the studio with somebody else, and she was like, she just laughed like at the way it was, and it was like, yo, I never heard no shit like this. I never seen this. And I was like, alright. But then when I was wrote the hooks for PNB Rock for No Time for PNB Rock, and he got his deal based on the records I wrote for him. And I was like, why? Like, I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So it is a thing of like, yeah, it was a real like moment of validation for myself and confirmation for me.
I feel you. So not only are you an entertainer, you do film now in movies. Right. Tell me more about that in the movie. You on a movie. It's on Tube.
Yeah. My man, that's my man True. That's my man True and Maddie. You know, that's really they brainchild. That's the shit that they do. You know. Yeah, the movie shit is ill. You know. I think really what I want to do, as far as like film is concerned, like movies is concerned, like I don't know. I think I'm gonna do like some movie critic shit. You know what I'm saying? I wanna like. You ever seen Hollywood Shuffle with Robert Townsend? I wanna like sit in the theater and just watch a movie, like, and just be like, oh nah, you know. But I'm gonna do that though. That's some shit I'm gonna really do, like some real movie critic shit. Like that's my next venture on some film shit. Far as like other things that I'm doing, far as films are concerned, I just did a doc with my mother, you know, and so that's something I might go into. I think I might go into more documentary type shit. Yeah, I just finished something up with my mom, so which
that's
gonna
pretty
be dope.
dope. God, you know, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, no, that's a dope. I mean, you know, she got a unique story. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom's was born in 1948, and her mother had her when she was 14. But my mother's grandmother, had her mother at 14 as well, and she was actually raped by sharecropper, and so that's how I get freckles and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And my mom's could like pass for white. You know what I'm saying? That's how light she was. And my mom's is really, really, really light. And then it's like, her grandfather he was born maybe in 1861, something like that, like 1861. And he died when she was like 7. So she actually literally met a slave. You know what I mean? An actual slave. You know what I'm saying? Because he was free, you know, freed after 65 or whatever, after the Civil War. So my mom's actually met a slave, which means I know a person who knew a person that was a slave. You know what I'm saying? So, you know how you got these things where they tell us like, oh, that shit was mad long ago. But it's like, I know a nigga that knows somebody that was a slave. How long could it be ago, you know? So, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now with my mom's. Yeah, that's dope.
That's dope. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
When is that dropping?
I don't know yet. You know, I'm
still working on it.
No, we finished it. We finished it up, but we just editing it and then adding things that she's mentioning and how they get from basically from the low bottom South Carolina and then coming here. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the gullers out there in the world, all the Geechee people and shit like that. So she just, you know, just document that. So I have to like put like the imagery to make, you know, so people can see it, the dramatizing of those things and like that. So yeah, we're working on it.
I can't wait to see it. You know, I have a documentary coming out on StarRock. So
oh yeah. Oh,
definitely.
Yeah.
You know I'm gonna use some of this, so definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Hell yeah.
So yeah.
Manolo Rose, what's up, man? My name's Scrap.
What's up, Scrap?
Co-host of StarRock Hour, also CEO of Smack Snacks Events. Just a guy from Queens. Why can't y'all be happy for me? I got a couple of questions for you as well. I want to ask you something from what you said earlier. You said that you were performing with rock bands and whatnot. What do you enjoy more, performing with a rock band or performing at like a hip-hop club or something like that?
Rock bands.
It's different,
I know
right?
he was going to say that because he's unique.
Yeah, because the crowds are there. It's a different crowd.
Yeah.
I was in some shit, bro. I'm gonna tell you something. It's like it's no other. It's nothing more fun as a performer than to see the reaction to certain shit. You feel me? Man, I was in this one shit one time, man, where it was like it was a mud pit.
Oh, like the mosh.
No.
Not the mosh,
they
but
was
the mud?
literally in mud.
Oh,
like
it was
pigs.
a pit.
Like
it was a mud pit. And niggas is performing, and the crowd is standing in this mud pit, moshing in a mud pit.
Wow.
So niggas is crowd surfing over the mud pit. You know what I'm saying? And it was like motherfuckers came out of there just dirty. Everybody was just like filthy. Now, when I was in more commercial hip hop spaces, I turned it into those type of spaces. We crowd surfing, we doing all of that. We mosh pit, and that's what we doing. You know, I always liken it to like MOP or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or like Onyx or some shit like that. That would be like the tree. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That I'm coming from, as far as what I'm talking about in performance wise. You know, and I remember when Gene Robeson came to me in the studio, and he was like, "Yo, you can't have all of these people on stage with you as this shit grow, because he like, yo, you get on here, then you're not gonna be able to do that. It's not gonna, whatever." And as soon as he said that, maybe like 2 weeks later, Kanye was doing my whole performance. You know what I mean? He was shooting fire in there. He had 30 niggas on stage, with like 80 niggas. You know what I mean? But I knew he got it from, it was a nigga that be around me that was around them, and you know what I'm saying? And he did it. And if you go back and look at the All Day Nigga, the first time Kanye performed All Day Nigga, and you can see even what he did it off my play of Real Nigga. Like, it was the same shit, but but you can see where they took the performance style, and then the same thing when they did Watch the Throne, and you saw Hov and them calling for niggas to get in a circle and mosh pit. It's like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, y'all, what space does Hov make music to make niggas mosh pit? It just doesn't, right? So, but that's what I'm saying. It was at that time where it was like, but it was like, that's what, you know what I'm saying? So to be with those rock groups, you really understand, like, yo, they're not concerned with like somebody bumping them, somebody stepping on them, somebody, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not even saying it in the sense of like niggas gotta get better or anything like that. It's just a different culture. Our culture, we don't do that. We don't want to bump each other. We don't want to step on each other, because, you know what I'm saying? And I had to learn that too, even being down there with them, because at first we used to get in a bunch of fights, just beating up white people because you just sitting there and niggas stepping on your shoes like that, and fuck my shit up. You know what I'm saying? And we had to learn, like, yo, it's a different culture. They you know what I mean? That's not.
They're here for this.
Right. A nigga could punch the nigga in the head, he fall and get up and be like, yeah. And you like, what the fuck?
Yo, that was my next question.
Uh-huh.
What is that shit called when they just be swinging on each other and shit? Just whack?
Listen, bro.
What is that shit called?
I don't know if it got a name. but real shit, like, that's what I'm saying. And a nigga nose might be bloody, and a nigga go home and say he had the best time of his life.
Missing teeth and all.
Right, and be like, yo, that shit was crazy. Like, but now imagine you seeing that on a stage, and niggas is reacting to what you're saying and doing. And that, you know what I'm saying? And you like, oh, this is something else. So it's not the same where it's like in hip hop where niggas is just like, they singing it, but that reaction is just, that's different. That shit different.
It is. I agree.
So, do you have any new projects coming up? And if so, when can we expect it?
Yeah, I'm working on something right now. Like I'm in the process right now of like creating a bunch of I don't you know, I just don't even know yet what I want to do. But it's gonna be like the title. I don't know if it's gonna be the exact title, but the premise is that it's everything that's wrong with this shit. That's gonna be the name of it. You know? And it's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I think we just at a point where we at a point right now where just like the posturing needs to stop. You know what I mean? We need to come to some realization of what the fuck is actually going on. You know, cause you seeing niggas like just a prime example, like when Hove, when the Super Bowl performance shit came out, right?
Yeah.
And it was like Kendrick, right? He's performing, boom, boom, boom. And then niggas like, yo, the nigga Jay-Z he ain't want Drake to get on the stage. He don't like the nigga, da-da-da, right? And then you seen, right after that, you seen them niggas, the NFL niggas put the press out statement saying that the hosting city makes the final decision, right? So you seen niggas come out and say, oh, I told y'all niggas, son ain't really got no power. Look, it's the niggas that doing that. Which was true. But then to come back, he didn't want us to believe he didn't have power. So he said, you know what? Somebody came out and did another interview and said, Jay-Z makes the final decision. And then he said, fuck it. Because then he said, I just got a weird nigga saying I'm hating. Because he wanted the posture like, I got power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same reason why you see fucking Kevin Lyle's niggas stepping down from their companies. You know what I mean? And niggas like, yo, nigga just resign. Nah, you know I want to go do something else. No, nigga, you don't own that. You didn't own it. Niggas came in and said, hey, you niggas either quit or get fired. But if you get fired, then we'll see you was never the boss. So it hurts you personally. So you say, no, I'm resign. But in reality, you just was a worker the whole time. And you want us to keep believing you got some type of power. So I think the posturing just got to stop. You know what I mean? I'm just at that point where it's like, just tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody didn't know Diddy didn't own StarRock, or at least have some ownership in StarRock, right? And now he come out crying, talking about, oh, nigga, Diageo, they doing me bad, man. And this is about black people. And it's like, no, nigga, you was okay with letting them niggas weaponize you against your own community, send you out there, make you dance with your pants on the floor, like he had them pictures with him in his boxes holding up StarRock bottles, and dancing, making us believe you owned it. We going to the store buying and saying, yo, I'm supporting black business. Whole time, you ain't owned it. You was lying. You know what I mean? You had us really believing we was buying black and we was really buying white and black face. You feel me? So what I'm saying is that shit just need to stop. It's like, yo, nigga, just say I don't own it, but I'm working. All right, nigga, you working for them. Ain't nobody gonna get mad at that.
They cut me. Look at
But now, you know what I mean? But so what I'm saying is you got to start asking yourself, like, yo, why do you feel the need to lie to me and act like you owned it? That's the problem. That's the problem. That shit got to stop. The posturing just got to stop. You don't own it, you don't own it. Simple. Maybe a nigga could do something about it if you explain to us why you can't own it. Then maybe we say, damn, we need to help. We need to stop. We need to fight that now. You know what I'm saying? But if you going to get up there and let niggas use you, and then after they use and abuse you, you come out and say, hey, black people, they doing this to us. No, nigga, they doing it to you. They doing it to you. They ain't doing it to us. Nigga, they doing it to you. You let them niggas weaponize you against us. Yeah, they saw you was a hoe, and now they hoeing you out. That's just it. Don't be a hoe, nigga, and they'll be alright. Nigga might cry for you after that. You feel me? That's just the truth.
Alright,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Alright, I got one more question for you. We're going to wrap it up, right? Alright, so boom, I'm about to set the vibe for you.
Yeah, set the vibe. Yeah.
It's a rainy day.
Rainy.
You in your car, you driving.
Mm-hmm.
You might be smoking a blunt. I don't know where you're going. You might have a little sip or whatever.
All right.
What are you listening to?
Oh. Probably Sade, Ordinary Love or something. If it ain't nothing from myself, if it's something from myself, my man mentioned it earlier. War Times is definitely something that I listen to, that I would listen to, and I say. But if it's, you know what I'm saying, definitely Ordinary Love, Sade.
You fucked me up, bro, because now, like, I can't wait for it to rain.
Yeah.
I can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I would go listen to that
Probably
just cause.
like, you know, some Maze, Happiness is in the air, something like that, man. That might be some shit I might be bumping. Like, you know what I'm saying?
For me, it's Jay-Z's "Can I Live."
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just love the way that sounds in the car with raindrops hitting the fucking roof.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something about that song.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's damn. That's a joint right there.
Yeah, that's it.
That way it might be like, alright. You know what I'm saying? But you know, right now it might be two. And if it was some rap, like other than me on some rap shit, I probably would be listening to Pop. You Ain't Never Had a Friend Like Me. You know what I'm saying? That's some shit I probably would on some rainy day shit. Yeah, I definitely be playing that in the rain. Listen to that, because I don't think it's probably not a realer song than that. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Okay. Manolo Rose.
So I have like 3 questions. Because I'm nosy. So I'm going to ask them. I have 4, but I'm going to try to get these 3. And if I can get to the 4, I'm going to get to it.
You get to the 4.
Right?
Yeah,
I want to know.
Running out.
So can I expect another tour from you, Future? And who you collabing with?
The Major Wave.
Oh, the Major Wave is nice. The Major Wave is nice. You want to hear?
I had to throw that in there. My bad.
Listen, I'm just gonna get to that afterwards. But the Major Wave is nice.
I had to throw that in there.
But you doing any future tours and collabs? Because I know you're working on the documentary, the movies right now.
So yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think once this project is like really fully done, I think that's when I'm gonna really be like, alright, this is what I want to do after the fact. Right now I'm just like stop piling on production. So me and 183rd, we like really doing. I was just in the studio with him, just cooking up shit. Me and Third, you know, be locking in, but that's my man. So that's like every other day, me and him have probably like a 3-hour convo just on whatever, on just in music and ideas and samples and things of that nature. So I'm really doing that right now. Me and Third is working on some shit. So yeah, once that's done, then I'm definitely going into that of like touring and moving around and shit like that. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And I have 2 more questions before I end it. The question is, what is a Manolo Rose going feature rate? If an independent artist, I want to do something with you.
That varies. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on the person. It all depends on the budget. You know what I'm saying, and what is feasible. You know, like what does the feature do for me too? You know what I'm saying? I think when people want features from people, they don't realize like it does nothing for me personally, right? It doesn't help me go up nowhere. So it's like you want to go up, then you have to understand that you have to pay in order for that to occur, right? So that varies. I can't really put a number on that because it might be some shit. You might send me some shit that I'm like, yo, you know what? I really fuck with this. I'ma just do it for you because I fuck with this right here. And not saying just because I charged you, I didn't fuck with, but I'm just saying certain things just strike a chord with you. You know what I mean? And resonate with you just in a different space. So it's like, it all depends. You know, if somebody say, yo, I just want a feature, that's cool too because, you know, we could just charge you, do the feature, and just keep on moving how we moving. You know? I think it's just when you want certain things out of a feature, but you didn't even come in the man of having a conversation with a person to see like, yo, this is me, this is who I am, yo, this is why I fuck with you, and this is parts and parts, you know, of yourself that I resonate with, and this is some of the parts from me that I think you will fuck with too. You know what I'm saying? And then we can work some things out from that standpoint.
Okay. I saw a quote, right? It says, normal is just a cycle on a washing machine. So Manolo Rose, you are far from normal. Your creativity and lyrical format has showcased that you are more than a rapper. You are an entertainer.
Right.
And I just want to say thank you for coming and allowing Ruff Ryders to even give you an interview, for taking this time out to even just sit with us.
Right.
We appreciate you. I want to give you your flowers now. You know, there are so many lost, so many souls that we have lost within Brooklyn and StarRock, and you represent both.
Right. Definitely. Thank you.
And I, as a person who has come from StarRock away and in Brooklyn,
all right,
I just want to say that I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
And I love you.
Love you
and
too.
I wish you much success in everything that you do. We wish you much success as the StarRock Hour and Ruff Ryders Radio. Scrap from Bars Over Bullshit. We wish you all the success in everything you do. Please let us know. Keep us updated for everything that you do. And please come back again.
Yeah, definitely. Hell yeah.
Yes, definitely.
You know that. Definitely be back again. Anytime.
For sure.
And I got what it takes to rock the mic right, yeah.